The God Emperor has reached 52% in his approval ratings, which is apparently the highest they've been since 2017, which is pretty bloody impressive when you think about the non-stop negative coverage of Donald Trump. Since the start of his presidency until this was in March 2018, he had 90% negative media coverage. That is just unbelievable. That is a level of hostility. I mean, like, the Washington Times calls it unprecedented, because it absolutely is. It just hasn't happened before that a president has been so unpopular with the political class and yet so much more popular with the actual voters. Apparently his approval rating was at 55% days after he was sworn in as president, and then obviously the media campaign went into overdrive and did their very best. But I'm presuming it was his State of the Union address and the way that he has been handling things since that has really done him a lot of favours. And I would imagine that the slow-motion car crash that is the Democratic Party hasn't hurt his approval ratings either. I mean, the Democratic Party is currently in freefall. Who knows who they're going to end up with as the DNC, as the Democratic candidate for 2020. It should be Tulsi Gabbard, but it won't be. She's the only decent candidate, which means she's going to get knocked out because she isn't part of the club. But Donald Trump doesn't really have any competitors here. I'm hoping that Donald Trump will absolutely smash it come 2020. But it's worth pointing out that this is a Rasmussen poll, which always polls quite highly for Donald Trump. Now, I don't know why that is, but that doesn't mean that Rasmussen are not a legitimate poll to pay attention to. But like all polls that have been done recently, who fucking knows? But I mean, if all we've got to work with is polls, not good news for the media, is it? Not good news at all. I mean, the US media itself is generally not trusted by most adults. About 70% of people in the United States say they don't trust the media. They don't approve of what the media is doing. I guess that 2-year-long smear campaign just didn't pay off. It did make you all absolutely hysterical, though, as the Covington Catholic scandal showed. It made the media just a laughing stock. People don't trust it, and lo and behold, a lot of the left-wing media is having layoffs. God damn, I fucking love the way 2019's going. So why don't we see how Donald Trump compares to, I don't know, some European leaders, shall we? Some of the, the people who look down on him from on high and say, you know what? We're doing a better job than you, Donald Trump. You are a terrible president. You're a terrible leader. We know better than you. How about Theresa May? Oh dear. 28% positive opinion, according to YouGov. Not good news for the Prime Minister of Great Britain, a country leaving the European Union. Maybe she should have taken a slightly harder stance on Brexit and been a bit more firm with the European Union. Everyone wouldn't think that she was a spineless traitor. I guess we better look at how Alexander Macron's doing, hadn't we? 27%. But the thing is, for Macron, that's really good. That's 4 points up, despite all of the unbelievable violence that's being done to the yellow vests, and it truly is unbelievable. Like, one of them had their hand blown off the other day. The leader of the movement lost a bloody eye. I've seen more videos of police violence coming out of France than in Venezuela. Okay, it's unfucking believable that Macron has any approval rating whatsoever, but 27%. So, about half of Donald Trump's approval rating, Alexander Macron has. Great job. Very Jupiterian. I guess we better check the popularity of Macron's new wife, Mama Merkel. Oh, it's surprisingly good, making her the most popular politician in Germany, unbelievably. According to one poll by the Forza Institute, I have no idea about their credibility, I'm afraid, her support is 60%, which is genuinely hard to believe, but I suppose that the Germans are gluttons for punishment. Unfortunately, approval ratings for her coalition are surprisingly low, or at least it was in September 2018. To be honest with you, I'm actually having trouble finding polls for Germany about approval ratings. It was tough to find Merkel's one, and Sputnik was the only bloody source I could find. And I can't find a more recent one for generally her party. I'm sure that there are lots of German language ones, but unfortunately I don't speak German. So even though Merkel herself somehow has a popular reputation in Germany still, unbelievably. Her coalition does not, and is not, I suppose, in the minds of the average German, doing precisely the correct thing for their country. So with the exception of Angela Merkel, Donald Trump's approval ratings are smashing the most critical world leaders in Europe. They should probably try and learn something from him. Oh yeah, and I nearly forgot. Justin Trudeau's approval rating has dropped to 35%. All I'm saying is the God Emperor is one of the most popular politicians in the entire English-speaking world. I guess our leaders have a lot to learn.